No longer live by the flesh, but by the Spirit. 1 Corinthians 3:16, do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? If anyone defiles the temple of God, God will destroy him. For the temple of God is holy, which temple you are. What is defiling your temple? Basically, moral deterioration due to the corrupting influence of sin, to perish, waste away, to corrupt. So because God is holy, he cannot dwell in a corrupt temple. So how do we keep our temple undefiled? Romans 4:7. Blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord shall not impute sin. Why is he not imputing sin? 1 Peter 1:18, knowing that you were not redeemed with corruptible things like silver or gold from your aimless conduct received by tradition from your fathers, but with the precious blood of Christ as of a lamb without blemish and spot. This is why, because of Christ's blood. It's nothing that we did on our own. There's no way we could buy it. There was not enough rules you could follow to get it, but only through the blood of Christ. Hebrews 10:26, for if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful expectation of judgment and fiery indignation which will devour the adversaries. He didn't come to take our sin away, to wash us clean so that our temples will be clean, for us only to continue in the same sin that we were in before we found him. 1 Peter 4:1-2. Therefore, since Christ suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves also with the same mind. For he who has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh for the lust of men, but for the will of God. Christ sacrificed for us to wash us clean so that we could have a temple that was holy and acceptable to the Father. So if he suffered for us that in such a great way, we have to suffer by fighting the sin that we want to follow, the things that we used to do that we knew we were wrong to do, and ask for God to redeem us and heal us and forgive us and protect us. We are to walk away from those things. We cannot live the same way we did before we became saved. And so he's going to help us to do that. And then when we have died to willful sin, now we can follow the will of God for our lives. And that means walking in obedience. Those things that he told us to do, we need to do them. The things he wants us to say, we need to say them. We're not pursuing the flesh. We're not here trying to make our flesh comfortable anymore. We're not here to pursue the flesh. We're pursuing the will of the Father. So we don't have to live by the flesh anymore. We will live by the Spirit of God. Those who say they are saved will no longer desire or want to live in willful sin. We will fight it to the death, and we will walk in spirit and truth. That's what he desires of us. No more lukewarm.